What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. Coming to you guys today. I'm going to get my headset on because I actually think the audio is not tracking properly. So hold on a second. You're trying to start a show. The audio's got to be good, y'all. So if you haven't watched this channel before, or you're new to me, you just saw me on Instagram or you saw me on a podcast. Name's Erica Williams, Classy Climb blog. I got my social distance powwow shirt on today. You can check it out from Native Clothing if you want to check them out. I had to talk to you guys today. I saw some data, and I'm trying my hardest to put together a show at some point on all this data where we have all these people saying, yeah, marriages are down. Nobody's leaving California, Erica. Nobody even cares. The rent is low, Erica. The rent's going down, Erica. Don't you worry. Listen, you ever heard that saying, men lie, women lie, numbers just don't lie? There are 40 million Americans who are boot scooping it, right? Because a lot of people, when I talk about Elon Musk, is like, ain't nobody want to live out there in Texas. California is so beautiful. What's beautiful about living in a tent? Come on now. Now, listen, I'm going to tell y'all some of the numbers. I don't want to get it wrong. And I just can't have y'all just trying to get on me because Now, Idaho, which we've already known that about, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, of course, Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Now, hear me. I didn't say Georgia. I didn't say Nevada. Did I say Utah? I might have said Utah. But this is for 2019. Now, if you'd have told 2018, 2017, okay, those states would have been Washington, Oregon, Nevada, and Arizona. Now, what states are bleeding people? Bleeding them, losing them, right? Who's losing people the most? Outbound by 70%. Illinois, California by 65%. New Jersey, 64%. Maryland, 61%. Pennsylvania, 61%. Top inbound states, of course, number one, of course, for 69% is Idaho. 68% is Arizona. 42% is South Carolina. 41% is Tennessee. And 40% is North Carolina. Okay? Now, why am I sharing y'all these numbers? Why am I sharing you this? When Grant Cardone and all these people are like, yo, New York will feed Florida for years. Again, I don't have to go out and ask people. I travel. I do business in other states. I conduct business with various people. I know that people are moving. They're leaving. They're leaving so bad that the head of Facebook had to say something. Think about that. That the head of Facebook had to be like, hey, if all y'all moving, I noticed there's a drop percentage in campus attendance, not just because of Rona, but because of people. I know you're moving. And all these YouTubers doing videos where they just left California, they're in Arizona, they're in Nevada, they're in Las Vegas. Oh, I can do my software from anywhere. I can do this from anywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? That when people try to tell you that's not true, it's crazy. Now, why am I bringing this up? Pennsylvania is like dead man's town in a lot of places. Just busted and broken poor. And many people make fun of Philadelphia for the crime, but look at Philadelphia is just a symptom of the rest of the state. Look at the rest of the state. Terrible. Now, this guy had put this thing up. Oh yeah, you totally need to be saving, putting money in your 401k. That's gonna save you from this. But this is not gonna save you, right? And people keep talking. I'm gonna bring up marriage again. I'm gonna bring up moving to states and certain type of jobs because it's vital that you get this, right? It's vital that you understand why 60% of marriage licenses went up last year, 2019, and why I'm looking at even more data that's gonna tell you people are either, look, right now I know 3 high income earning wives, and I'm just being honest. Like, I don't even know the wives as well as I know the husband from our work environment. The husband's companies let them go. They were high income sales. If you didn't make the numbers, you had to be let go. These are dudes who were reckoning 200K. One was reckoning 180. One was reckoning 120. One dude's wife's a dentist. One dude's wife's works as a PA, not a physician's assistant. The other dude's wife is an engineer over at Samsung. They realized just for a little bit, it was cheaper to let the husband stay home just a little bit than keep their full-time nannies. Let me say that again. It was cooler, it was cheaper. Hey, honey, since you already home, let the nanny drop off food part-time and cook dinner part-time and I'll be home. When you see people at the top taking a little bit of hair off, it catches your eye. Why? Because they wouldn't be in those positions if they weren't married. Let me say that again. Married, not just, I sometimes stay here, sometimes I stay at my mama's house, sometimes I stay at somebody else's house. No, married, in it together, in it to win it. The reason I see men even change careers is because they know, hey, my wife got some money, she got her job still, I can bounce and move jobs and it's okay. There's a support system there. There's a balance and checks there. I've seen women right now who've gone home and I know they're not going back. I know one girl's a nurse and she's like, oh, you know, it's just so dangerous at the hospital. And the husband's like, but your hospital's not really affected. Oh, it's just too dangerous. I got to stay here with our 8-year-old and our 5-year-old. I got to be here. I need to be here every day with them. Y'all, people are not going back. They've already made up their mind. They've done the math on the numbers. Now I'm gonna say this. This is why I want to bring this up. $50,000. Before I even do that, $50,000 nest egg. Does that sound like a big nest egg, y'all? Please comment in the chat. Please comment in the chat if $50,000 sounds like a big nest egg. Because when I saw some of these numbers earlier, I was like, and that's why people don't save. Drop it in the chat. $50,000 is a big number. And the reason I'm gonna bring this up is if you have $50,000 times 7% interest for the year, all you're gonna get is $3,500 one time. But if you save $300 times 12 months, that's $3,600. Now, I posted this on Instagram, and you know, people already, well, what that supposed to mean? $50,000 is a lot of money. I said, yeah, but what's the opportunity cost? What's the opportunity cost? Hear me out. If you got $50,000 and someone says, yeah, Eric, I got this 50K, girl, you know, I'm getting 5% from my bank. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you that's just an emergency fund. That's the basic emergency fund, because honestly, if you told me, Erica, I got us 50K, we might as well go to broke, because we broke. We might as well go to broke because we are broke. If you have, I had a surgery, an appendix surgery, emergency appendix surgery several years ago. I was crawling into the emergency room at like 10 o'clock at night. They BS, kept me there till 1 in the morning till one of these really nice Indian doctor. It was his first year residence. He was overnight. He was like, I think your appendix is about to explode. So he goes, does what he does. He said, it should be like this, but it's like this. So we're going to knock you out, because there's no doctor here till 7 a.m. Really, it was till 6 a.m. But the surgery, I couldn't get the first slot. So it was going to be 7 a.m. So I'm sitting there looking at him at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, wait, my appendix is going to do what? Before I knew it, morphine, out. I mean, they gave me like 6 valves. They gave me like a ridiculous amount. So that I woke up in the morning, I was in slight pain, but I was so out of it. They're like, here you go, sign this document. So I sign it and I go to surgery and I'm in the hospital. And I was in a nice hospital. Everybody's like, oh, Erica, that's such a nice one. Yeah, because it's over here where the $1 million houses are in Arboretum. I get a bill at the end of it and they say, ma'am, your insurance won't cover this. I said, what? Your insurance won't cover it, ma'am. It's going to be $46,000. $46,000 for an appendix. Why am I telling you this story? Because when people sit here and try to argue with me about, like, oh man, this is a lot of money, I'm like, cash flow is what you need. You need cash flow and you need assets that you can physically touch, because one surgery can take it out. Now, luckily for me, the hospital, through all that moving and commotion that night, they let me write up a hardship letter. I said, listen, I didn't even know I had an appendix problem. And I didn't know my insurance was not going to cover this surgery. There's various reasons why not, because I didn't have my address updated, that I had moved to Texas, all kind of BS. Anyway, and I stayed a couple extra days in this really nice hospital. Okay. So then, you know what they did? They waived it. Whole freaking surgery. I think I paid maybe $2,000 for some extra morphine, where they gave me so much morphine. And at the end of the day, I was sitting here like just flabbergasting. I said, well, how did it get waived? Oh, we have charity. We have charity donations every year in the millions of dollars from churches. So in the Catholic Church, so we used it. We use it for so many a year. Don't you feel confident? Like it was kind of like congratulations, and I'm like, okay, I'm half out of it. And so when people fuss with me about me talking about earning more money and really needing a golden parachute to get out of whatever situation you're in, I've been there and I know it. I know it can hit you. I know, Brandon, I want to be like, can I have my appendix back? Can I have it back? I'll carry it out the back. My car was still parked in I had to call somebody to go move my car. It was the craziest thing ever. Now, why am I bringing that up? You'll get $100 more a year if you just save $300 a month. But the argument you'll get from people is, well, I don't even have 300, Erica. I would have to stop going to the spa. I'd have to cut back on my meals. I would have to do just all this, ridiculous thought process of what they would have to do. And so when people all of a sudden they switch over and say, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a part-time job, Erica. Well, it's kind of hard in a season of Rona. What would I encourage you to do? Improve your skills. Right now, Donald Trump is getting ready to issue an executive order where they're not going to let the high number I-HB visas in anymore. Here's the problem. America don't have the talent. I know. How dare I? America first. We don't have people who want to do math. And the people we do have to want to do math, they leave it as soon as possible. Now, what do I mean they leave it as soon as possible? They essentially, almost all listen, I'm going to say this and maybe a bias. Almost all the Asian people I know that were in tech, in engineering, there's only 2 left that really want to stay in it. All the rest are like, well, I've been saving money since I was 21 years old out of college. I'm going to take a break for 2 years, maybe buy some rentals and go sit down. Now, I can go look on the internet right now and show you just from financial fidcon.com, all the blogs of really nice Asian descent people who they're married. They've both been making good money. They're done. They're going to take a sit down. They invested in rentals and they're done. Now, in the description, I put why 35 to 55 is so important, because 35 to 55 is the average age of people who are actively investing in real estate, as far as rentals, apartment complexes, all that good stuff. It's that age. Now, why that age? Whatever money you have, whatever skill you have, at the peak of the skill you have, you're probably making that money. I know everyone says men's peak earning age is in 50, but no, 50 is the peak, and then it drops off from there. You start to suffer from ageism. I know men age like wine and women will always want them. I promise you, I work with 23-year-olds in my office. They think 30 is old. 23-year-olds, and trust me, I've been a 23-year-old, but I'm not right now. They think 30 is old. So this fantasy land that people are living on, that, hey, I'll be a 39-year-old, 40-year-old guy making 50K a year, and I'm going to be able to pull some young, hot thing. I'm sorry, sir. You cannot even take care of yourself. Barely. In a room with chili and a couch, it does not count. It does not count. As long as you're not in massive debt, you're good. But other than that, it don't count. And so what happens is at 35 to 55, you get a wake-up call. You have kids who are under you at this point, most likely, and you have older parents that are going to need some type of care. I can tell you countless stories where people who were making great money here in Austin, Texas, their first parent got sick. And they kept flying back and forth. They did what they could. They spent as much time as they could. Parent passed away. Second parent is sick. They're like, we're done. We're going to have to either pack her up and bring her here. We're going to have to pack up and go there. Now, this time, the difference, though, with people leaving, the 40 million people that are leaving, they're taking everything. I'm meeting whole families who have relocated. I meet parents who have moved to Georgetown, Texas, in Sun City, where the retirement homes are, and their children are down there in Austin working in tech, just so they could be within an hour of each other. Because let's be honest, if you're driving a traffic hour to go drop your grandkids off somewhere, it's an hour, okay? Even though it should be not. But I'm trying to warn you guys, because I was on the phone earlier today and I was upset with And I'm like basically having a little mini meltdown on the phone with this guy. And he's like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, look, dude, I'm purchasing for this and that and this and chains for a truck, and got a driver broke down the side of the road. I literally just vented to this guy for 30 minutes. And he was like, hey man, I feel you. Do you feel better? I said, yeah. He said, all right, are you ready to sign this paperwork? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready to sign it. And it was funny because it was just a moment of kindness. He didn't have to let me vent for 30 minutes, but he did. And he was like, trust me, I understand. And I feel sorry for you because you don't have a spouse. And on one hand, I was like, that's so sexist, but it's the truth. I don't. And a lot of the business owners I interact with, they go home, whine, complain, get a little help, get a little feedback, bounce back off deals off of a spouse. And this again, where 35 to 55 comes in. If you got a wife and kids and your wife is talking about ready to go sit on down, this is where you start thinking about investments. This is where you start thinking about retirement. It's where you start thinking about the future. 28 to 32 for professionals, and let me clarify, professionals, not the girl that works at H-E-B, not the girl that works at the gas station, not the girl who's a clerical person at the front of the eye doctor's office. Professionals, the going ages right now for millennials on marriage, first-time marriages, is 28 to 32. And the divorce rate is only 9%. Why? They old already. They already 28. They already 32. The numbers of them getting divorced and getting remarried quickly would have made more sense when they were 21. Now they're 28 to 32. They done took a long time. They done accumulated things, and they're more likely to get in that marriage and stay in that marriage. I know if you listen to internet all day, you would think everybody out here is kung fu fighting, straight kung fu fighting, okay? And that's just not true. I sent a thing over to Glenda Cameron and Aaron Clary of the Blank Hole Consulting. I can't say the word, I don't want to get burnt, but I sent them several photos from Facebook of guys who were single, fit, making money, marrying single moms with 3 to 4 kids. And all of them were like, what the crap? You know, they just had the most funny commentary I've ever seen in my life. But the reality is, sometimes those people wait a little too long, and the ideal of a family becomes enticing to that single person. And so, you have these young men who marry a woman who has raised kids. And also, I think a little bit of heroism comes in. You can be the hero in a situation where clearly this woman needs your financial help. That's just a piece of it. Don't knock the messenger. Just saying. And why am I bringing this all up? Because as people are moving from state to state, what you're going to recognize, and even here in Austin, I went to look at 7 houses that were $325,000. All 7, by the time we called back at the end of the day, were sold. Well, not everyone sold. They had it under contract. In the process of 2 hours, y'all, I looked for 4 hours. Within 2 hours, they were all under contract. Now, $325,000 house ain't nothing to sneeze at, especially here in Austin. Every single one of those houses had 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, covered patios in the back. Nice. On a golf course. All gone. Why am I bringing this up? People that were going to move up in this society, in this economy, now is their time to strike. Because any other option at this point is not a lateral move, it's a lower move. Kevin Samuels was talking about, does marriage have value? And I said companionship in the chat, and many people laughed and mocked it. And I said, listen, lone wolves don't survive. And if you don't believe me, look at the suicide rates in America right now. They're skyrocketing. There is a therapist online survey program. It's like online therapists talking. I can't think of the app. If anybody puts the app in the chat, I'll know the name. They have record level calls, record level sales, however you want to say it. I'm trying to be very nice. Where people are needing someone to talk to because they're in their houses alone. Why am I bringing this up? This is part of why people are not going to adhere to the COVID restrictions. They don't care. It's summertime. They need to get out of their house. They're going stir crazy. And also what they're realizing is financially, they may never be the same. They're looking out their window. They're seeing their neighbors who are prospering. And let's be very clear. Anytime I read any chat or comments where people say, well, not where I'm from, or I ain't never heard of that, I want to quickly say it's probably because you live in a poor area. That just is what it is. This isn't be disrespectful to anybody. This isn't hurt anybody's feelings. It just is what it is. Where I was looking, where the golf course was, they're putting a school inside the community, another one, right? Because the one they built is not big enough. It cannot contain all the children that are being born in this area. Now, people may want you to think, oh, Erica, people aren't having children. Ma'am, wealthy people are having children, not just 2, not just 3, 4, 5. You may say, well, Erica, you are in Austin. It's an enclave. It's different. You can go to Utah, Mormons, yes. You can go to Raleigh, North Carolina, same. You can go to Charlotte, North Carolina, same. You can go to Nashville, Tennessee, same. It is not the poor that are having a lot of children. It is people who have income. Now, why? Why? The cost of having an additional kid, you would say, oh my God, that's so much money. Not for people who are making 100, 150,000. Maybe wife's making 80,000. No, it's not. Now, if wife has to go sit down, it starts to get tight. Hence why these people are moving to Texas, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. Do you know how big of a house you can get in South Carolina right now for $325,000? Summerville, Charleston, North Charleston, which is North Charleston. I don't know if I'd want that, but even go on the outskirts of Atlanta. I know people are saying, well, these houses are just rentals. Who cares? When I worked on 620 in Austin, Texas, the apartments there stayed full because people wanted their kids in the wealthy school districts. So people stayed in apartments for a year. We met people there since the apartment complex was built in like 2005. And you're like, ma'am, like you've been here like 12 damn years. What's going on? And they would always say the school districts are top notch. You know, like we just can't afford to get a house over here. And it was always a woman who was staying home with their kids. 3 and 4 kids. They're willing to put up with the noise. They're willing to put up with the neighborhood because they want to be in that school district. People are not stupid. They know where they live at means something, where they associate themselves means something. And what is happening, unfortunately, is even when I'm talking to y'all now, there are trailer parks and RV parks busting out everywhere. HOAs are going up saying you can't have RVs in your yard, but those parks are going up everywhere. What happens when a family parks their RV at a park for a year, 2, 3 years in a storage place and they're not using it? Eventually in their mind, they go, look, we can't really afford as many trips in the RV as we thought. Maybe we should rent this out or sell it, right? So what happens all day? Me and my assistant are looking on Facebook Marketplace all day where people are selling RVs that they barely use for a few football games and a few family trips that are basically brand new, but value or nothing. Okay. So I just want you to understand that the key parts of 35 to 55, the reason I talk so much on this channel about you guys making the decision and sticking with that decision and making more income is because I know it's downhill financially for a lot of folks. Well, Erica, you know, Colonel Sanders started chicken at 60. Well, you know, Warren Buffett really got rich in the 80s. Listen to me. Stop. I'm all about hope and joy and choosing joy and choosing the optimistic goal. But I want you to understand on this channel, I will not lie to you. I will not lie to you. You have to make a decision. And the reason you'll know if you're making a decision is 2 to 5 years. You'll see the results. Everybody I know 5 years ago that started, we are all seeing the results. Now, you may try to put some gasoline to the fire of those sorts, like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, all that good stuff. And you may speed up the results faster. But I promise you, what I am seeing out there is the result of choices. And let's say you say, well, just temporarily, we need to choose to live in this RV park. It's a nice RV. Like I can show y'all pictures of $1,000 trailer rentals out here. Nice modular homes. And now you've been living there for 4 or 5 years and your kids, that's their friends, that's your society, that's where you are, that's your station in life. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with a mobile home. Nothing wrong with a trailer. It's a place to live. Nice place to live. But what I want you to understand is this is where some people are headed because they're not making a decision now. I don't care how long Donald Trump blocks those visas. Companies here in America already know we don't have a lot of talent. I put a little I think it's like 8-minute video. I'll release it maybe later tonight, where I was driving around the Domain and I was saying, look at the Domain. They're making this thing into an enclave where you don't belong here. You won't be over here. When the riots were happening downtown Austin, they had contractors. Let me be very careful. Not police, constables and contractors. And I mean military looking contractors with guns on their hips and flashing blue and red lights. And I was over there in the Domain and I was like, whoa, I'm just trying to get back to my Airbnb. And they go, can you show us your key? Show them my key. Here's my key. Okay, have a good day, ma'am. Apologize. Have a great night. These places are not playing with y'all. They're building buildings and finishing buildings because they already have contracts for companies that are coming from California and New York. Now, many people say, well, everybody from New York is not going to leave. But imagine you come here to the Domain. Your work is right here. There's amazing luxury apartments all around. There's shopping and dinner all the way around. And every weekend, let's just be honest, you'll see it when I talk about the Domain video. It's just a lot of Asians and Indian American folks over there shopping. It is what it is. You're going to choose that. You may not be elderly and choose it. You may go way far out if you're elderly. But if you're a young person coming from a new city, new town, and here's bars, restaurants, everything in a walkable distance, where I'm meeting people right now who don't drive. They tell me they don't drive where they're from, which some of them are only from Boston. Some are from New York. Some are from different places or Philly. They tell me they don't drive. I'm like, okay. It's a convenient place for them. And those people will move there. So you watch that video tomorrow. But I definitely want you guys to pay attention to the trends. People are quietly but effectively moving. Another thing you can see in Minneapolis, Minnesota, over 300 homes went on the market immediately the next day. They were done. Those people were done with that city. People say, oh, Erica, nobody's going to be that done. Yeah, they're done. When things happen in towns and cities like that, big things, they're done. People that were already on the fence about moving to somewhere else, they were already moving in their mind. Now just confirmed it. So I'm going to read some of y'all comments, but I just want you to understand that if you were thinking about getting in tech, if you're thinking about getting in stocks, do it. Now is the time to do it. It is not the time to wait. And I say that to you, not as a person who's like, yeah, you got to do this. I know right now there are about 6 contractors I know who are trying to finish out the next 6 months of projects because they don't know. They don't know what happens next year. But they do know they're overbooked and very blessed right now. Even this building I'm in where my 2 offices are, all of a sudden the guy's like, yeah, we're going to completely finish the back. I said, well, how? He got the building over here in the lease. He's got 2 units over here in the lease. And that equals 75%, which is going to allow the bank to do what? Give him the money he needs to what? Finish his project. Finished and release the funds to build the properties. Again, I know construction enough to talk about it. See what you guys got on. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh my goodness, there's so much. Woo, you guys were in here. Oh, it's not showing me all of them. Uh-oh. I'm ready to get to move to Texas. Yeah. Yeah, fake news, man. It's totally fake news. I make the joke that I'm single because women come with half salary and twice the kids. Ooh, London. I'm just telling you. I'm looking to move to Florida. Congrats. Don't save them, honey. I'm telling you, they out here saving them. Houses in California are selling like every hotcakes. Every time I find one, it's already under contract in 24 hours. Listen, when people talk about, ain't nobody got money out here, Erica, who flying private jets? Lots of people. You don't have money. Every time I hear that phrase, I'm like, and I'll just a little piece of whatever. This guy who is an investor, he has several rentals and several Airbnbs. And we went on a couple of dates and I was just like talking to him and people were like, you talked to him? And I'm like, yeah. Why? Because it's certain circles swim together. I know everybody believes that there's some 50 and 40-year-old men are out here heading straight to a 20-year-old because look how hot she is and look how much drama and trouble she is. And trust me, if there's a 20-year-old looking to date a 50-year-old, she has some issues. She has some issues. Every person in our group that we've ever seen try to date somebody 20 years younger, 10 years all the time. That's nothing. That's a given. You can get away with 10 years all the time. 20 years, where are you getting them from? Strip club? Club? Single mom place? Yeah, you can get those. You can get those. I mean, there's just conversations that I hear on the internet that crack me up because they're not real life. They're not real life. These people are smoking the crack. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. The StreamYard is not letting me see it. Thank you, Doug. There you go. Listen, she said it. I didn't. She said it. I didn't. And look, if she got 3 kids, she's probably a great chook. I hope so. I hope so. Betterment. It might be Betterment or Talkspace Therapy. One of the two of them, right? No, I mean, listen, I'm not going to say what's a good age. I'm just going to tell you for the divorce rates. The divorce rates have been cut in half forever. I'm glad Kevin talks on it because y'all believe a man more than I would ever say it. Y'all ain't gonna believe me, right? And that's okay. But every study is showing if you get married from 18 years old to 23 years old, divorce rate is like 50 to 75%. It's like you done. Now, I would say military probably plays a lot in those numbers, but that's another conversation for another day. Then when you see numbers of 28 to 29, divorce rate's like 9%. College educated, it's 25%. Even if you went to college a couple days, a couple classes, it's 25%. The numbers work in your favor. When the numbers stop working in your favor is when you are on your second marriage or your third marriage or when you're in your 50s, right? You know, the numbers start working against you. But people, by the time you get 28, baby, you get that 28-year-old body, you're like, hey, let's wrap it up, right? Again. No, a lot of the men that they're showing that are committing suicide are older Vietnam veterans. And I'm not trying to just, talk crap about you, but that's something someone says. I know when people say stuff like that, I'm scared, I'm risk averse. If I get married, I might get divorced. Well, sir, you got to first go on a date. Okay. So when people say that, the actual the suicide rates, unfortunately, when they say 60 people a day die from guns or whatever, 100 people a day die from guns in America, 60 of them are suicides. And majority of that 60, they're like always 58, 59% are men. And then out of that number, out of that 50 to 58 that are men, 9 times out of 10, they're Vietnam era veterans and also people with schizophrenia and mental health issues. I know there's this big ploy of like when people get divorced, these men out here killing themselves. No. It's Vietnam veteran. When they talk about the 22 a day, usually 9 times out of 10, 20 out of the 22 a day are veterans. And they're Vietnam era veterans, not young. The 20 out of the 22 are Vietnam age. The 22 are younger. Trust me, I've gone through these stats. I'm not even trying to make it be a joke at all. I'm literally going through these stats because people really get, oh, it's this and divorce. Nah, man. Like, the rebirth and the comeback for a divorced man is different in kind and stroke than a woman with kids who are out there and her social circle is going to be just all her friends who saw her get divorced. She got to push real hard. I mean, like, I go to a church, and I say this all the time, not just to keep bragging, but to be honest. I go to a wealthy church. There were single ladies who were divorced who couldn't find a Bible study group to get in. Why? People don't want to associate with that. I know you may say that's horrible. They may not say that. They may not say that's why their reason why they didn't include some of these women. But I have a theory. That's what it was. That they were divorced and a few of them were single moms, never married, and can't seem to magically find a Bible study group in a giant church. I can tell you that's part of it. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck out there. By the numbers. That's right. By the numbers. And right now I'm watching people who have a little bit of pocket change, not even stunting on the gram hard. They're like, I'm freaking out. I'm in California. I'm leaving. White dudes, black dudes, Asian dudes, they going to Florida. They going to Arizona, Las Vegas. They're getting up out of Dodge. Right now, even in Canada, they're like, hey, Americans quit it. So Canada has this thing that you can drive through Canada if you go into Alaska, right? So what have Americans been doing? Doing what Americans do best. They start driving towards Canada, going towards Alaska, and then they go and they just go to Banff. And so they've been taking pictures of people's license plates who've been getting caught driving in Canada. I thought about doing it last week, but I said, what if I get caught? I ain't got time for that. I really don't. Listen, I'm a big believer in at any age you want to turn the corner, you can. But trust and believe you need to make a decision. And if you don't make a decision, life will make a decision for you. Very, very true. Please stay out of Georgia. Listen, tell them. There you see, listen, it's kind of pricey. Who are they trying to attract? Out of town people. Come on. Augusta, Tennessee, Arkansas, 350 will get you a 3,000 foot square home. This is true. Look, I know someone who moved into a townhouse in Gwinnett, Georgia for $1,200. I lived in New York, so basically that's free. That's free rent. Listen, and you will get people who are from Atlanta, Georgia, from Georgia, their whole life be like $1,200. I don't have much sympathy for people who are in Georgia who are almost on the brink of homelessness. Georgia was famous for the $500 rent for a long time, for years, for the $500. Y'all, it has to move at some point. It has to go up. I know there's this big hope that everything is going to be cheap and it's going to be so great. I promise you. The reason I went to go saw those houses at the golf course that were all empty and now they're all pending a contract is because I want to get where a safer area is. I want to be as in the safe, high income on a golf course area as possible because I know it's coming and I know the people you be around, right? I'll tell you right now, I went golfing, me and one girls from college, and man after man was like, so you guys teachers over here? You guys teach over here? You guys stay over here? What are you guys doing over here? Da, 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 da. Every single one of them, over and over and over, even though we're just minding our own business. And it's because people gravitate to people that are near them. I talk about the domain like that. When I go to Whole Foods at lunchtime, it's 80% men, right? Everybody's like, no, everybody's working from home, Erica. I can go over there right now and bring out a camera tomorrow. Well, tomorrow I have a meeting, but after tomorrow, and bust out a camera and show you that it's 80% men and you're bumping into people all day. Hence why people move to the domain, how they stay in the domain. Proximity. If you're not close to some dollars, everything looks like a struggle, right? Every time I listen to some of these men shows, yeah, all I see is poverty out my window. Why do you live there, bro? Don't live somewhere that depresses you. This is my number one thing. When I was like, I can't live in another apartment. I can't. And not because apartments aren't good. Apartments are great. It's the sharing of walls. It's the noise level. It's the inconsiderate. It's kids running up and down the hall. It's like, yeah, if you got this many kids, honey, you need to go live in a house, right? But it's the association. It's who you're around. It just is the truth. It's just the truth. And I can be nice about it, but I'm just saying. That's kind of funny. You go to Houston, some parts of Houston smell. Round Rock, DeSoto, Texas, 900 Tucker, Georgia. Why do you keep asking this question, Bo? I saw it. 28 gives you as an opportunity as a man to live on your own, preferably, but I've seen people live all the way. There's studies that show 32 is the new adult man age, which is kind of scary. Look at Nashville, North Carolina, or Texas. You can't go wrong. I'm in Raleigh. Love it. Boom. Dallas, here I come. Not for the play. 5 years max. The financial window's closing. It is. Can't speak for Charlotte, but Eastern NC. Eastern NC it has its cheap parts, but I would say Wilmington has gone back up, retirees. A lot of the Outer Banks area has gone up, retirees. Yep, my friend staying in Maine and has a store there. Oh yeah, AJ. That domain is, they're building it up. They keep on going. Round Rock, Pflugerville, Irving, DeSoto, Charlotte, Raleigh. Thank you, Austin GT. Especially if you're used to paying $1,500 to $2,000 for rent. Yes. People spent their lives piling up these metros and traded the nightlife for quality living. New York, $2,000 rent for a 900 square foot apartment is just plain stupid. All that work is going remote or offshore because H-1Bs have made at least $60K, but you can pay offshore contractor whatever. Yes, I agree, and no, I don't. Only reason why is some of these companies are playing fast and loose with incentive taxes. So they keep getting these tax breaks in certain states if they hire a certain number of people. So it depends. Does it mean part-time workers? Does it mean half workers? Does it mean entry-level trainees? I think in the future, unfortunately, in some tech careers, you're going to get a lot of bodies in the seat just because they want to say they work for Apple. They ain't getting paid a lot, but they work for Apple, right? Or people want to say I work for Tesla or I work for this place and don't get paid a lot. You called the North, yeah, it's called the North to South Exodus. Well, it's not just that, it's California too. California, big exit. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Mr. Fantastic. Would I recommend Florida? Yes, I would. It seems like New Yorkers moved to the outskirts of Maryland, like Laurel and Columbia. This I could agree with. I could agree with this. Brooklyn's too expensive to get ahead. Oops, it moved, it jumped. How hard is it to train a VA to do tedious tax? Can you do them yourself? Can you make a video? Can you do it in a phone call? So, Mika R, sorry, I apologize. I see families walking themselves and dogs, jogging and cycling and rogging. Housing market is strong there. Yes, there were several times when I said, you know what, I'm going to give up on Texas. I'm just going to go back to North Carolina, get married to somebody in Raleigh. And every time I'd go back, I'd be like, man, these houses done got expensive. What y'all doing? Someone said, Candace, what time of day? Even from Silver Spring on a Saturday morning, it takes 45 minutes, not to mention the additional time from DC. God bless them. Oh, yeah. People, listen. North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, Texas, Colorado. Look at the home sales. Can we have a moment where I'm going to address this and I'm going to leave it alone? If somebody is in an apartment with 5 kids, and the person I was talking about are white people actually that are in my complex, that was in my complex. You have bad body management. It has nothing to do with slavery. I know. Oh my God, Erica, no, you did not. If I look back on most people's lives for the last 5 years, what have their financial choices been? They've been atrocious. If I can tell you right now, there's several programs out there who are even giving homes away to Section 8 people, and people will get nervous and turn them down. Now you could say, well, Erica, they may have a mental health reason. They're scared to move. They're scared to do this. They just want to stay in Section 8. 9 times out of 10, when people say this, I want to talk about what has the last 5 years of their economic choices been. Because you know what, if I give you a cell phone right now, you can go find every little video you want to find, but these people aren't finding free courses and $10 courses and $20 courses on Udemy. And I know someone will say, well, Erica, they don't have the money. You're telling me you don't have $150 for some of these technical tech trade classes and courses, but you have enough money for the clothes and the shoes. Some of this is mindset. Again, let's talk about it. Are people owed money? Yes, I agree with you. But guess what? You might not get it in your lifetime. It may be your children's lifetime. But guess what? You have to go get it for yourself. How dare you look people in the face and be like, well, I don't got it because they didn't give it to me. Never before in this time have you been able to put this phone in your hand and make a difference for your life. Don't do it. We can go all day talking about root causes. Tell me what you've been doing with your life the last 5 years instead of pumping out kids. I'm sick of it. I'm so sick of it. It makes me exhausted. This is part of why I'm taking a break from YouTube. Because everybody has an excuse. An excuse is like a butt. Everyone has one. What are you doing with your butt? Come on, get the crap out of here. If you don't want to ever watch the channel again, I'm okay with that. But what we've allowed is people to say, well, Tone Talk said everybody po. Okay. And is that going to allow you to make an excuse not to better yourself? If I talk to you and every single one of you have only had jobs that pay $15 an hour, when do you make the decision to make a better job? Go get a better job. Go get a skill. Glendon Cameron had a video on earlier talking about trash jobs. If you get stuck in a trash job, it's because you're not trying. Number one thing I saw during this corona is when people said, hey, if you don't come out the corona with a new skill, you know, shame on you, you're lazy. The viral response was like, how dare you say I don't get peace of mind and time to sit and think and lay down because I'm stressed. Because you're in poverty. Your children are going to starve. When do you get the message that this coasting doesn't go well? They're throwing out millions of people in evictions coming this fall. It will not be a game. The reason I made the Rise of the 20% class is because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. And there's going to be all these people moving to trailer parks for $400 rent. I'm saving this. I got my kids in a house. You just guaranteed your kids the next 50 years of being poor. You're pretty much dead. Congratulations. But you're owed something. That's cool. We're owed it for sure. You can fight for both at the same time, though. You can fight for both. You can't have all your mindset on someone owes me $20. I better get my $20. Baby, go make another $20. If you got all your energy in that, all your energy, you're losing already. You're losing already. It's already concluded we're owed that. Come on, man. I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm gonna calm down. Because I hear this every freaking week. And y'all will not accept someone. Y'all need people to be hyper pro whatever. And that's not where this is at. And that's not the channel for you. So feel free. Feel free to jump off this channel and never come back. I promise you that. And this is why when they ask me, would I rather have 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 views? No, because I would have to lie to people. And I can't sit there and look you in the face and lie to you. I can't. I cannot look you in the face and lie to you that, yeah, girl, everybody's broke. Everybody's owed this, where I keep meeting black person after black person after black person thriving and then forced to be quiet about thriving. Because if not, their family will bash them. And then if not, their colleagues and their friends will bash them or abandon them. It's getting ridiculous. Y'all out here letting Tone Talks talk you into some poverty if you want to. If it's that bad, just go jump off the bridge now. Just jump off the bridge right now. Hold on. I think somebody super chatted. Huntsville, Alabama is booming. Everybody and their mama is moving down there. I had wanted to move to Charleston, but again, stop it. We don't care. We don't care that you have kids and you're not married. We don't care. You know why? Because you don't care. Let's be very honest. If they're military and they're successful, congratulations. But guess what? Every stat in the freaking world says it's a disaster. Every stat in the world, more likely to go to jail, more likely to get assaulted, more likely to get abused because you have some boyfriend over there. Every stat in the world. So stop it already. Stop it. I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of it. You think because I'm a brown woman that I'm supposed to go, yeah, girl, I'm so glad you got all these damn kids that you made because you had bad choices, but you taking care of them because that's what you're supposed to do. Like, do you want us to clap our hands for that? Yes, we clap for the triumphant stories of people being successful because you're in a country where you're allowed to. God help you if you're in Brazil. God help you if you're in parts of Africa, not all Africa, some are great places, but some parts. You would have a bad life. So stop. I'm not going to give these pity parties to these moms. Sorry, not happening. Hey, listen. I'm sorry. I'm getting upset. I need to calm down. Exactly. They sit here with a whole new hair on their head. But how dare I request them spend $150 on a class? Good gracious. I don't even have blood pressure problems, but speaking to y'all and speaking that poverty talk will exhaust you. Good grace. What about what they owe us? Yeah, I know that. And you know what? Here you go. I'm done. You're in timeout. Have a great day. Honey, I cannot. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I have a $200,000 for a house, but I need another 200,000. How can I quickly make that amount? Sir, why can't you get approved for a house loan? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, let's try that again. Why can't you get approved for a house loan? And are you trying to buy an investment property? If so, the quickest way for you to get another 200,000 is to go find somebody to partner with. That's your fastest way. That's not a lot of information in that sentence. Help me out. We already know discrimination is real. We already know that. So are choices. Choices are real every day. Boom. Thank you. Exactly. Seaman training started 2017. Have generated over 100,000. I mean, and I get it. Look, there's some people who have disabilities. Their kids have disabilities. They need to stay on government income to help. I am okay with that. We've built a system in America to help you if your child is struggling with disabilities. We've built a system in America to help the homeless, the struggling. 9 times out of 10, those people fall through the gaps that have what? Mental health issues. Glennon Cameron talks about the show called The Soft White Underbelly. I don't watch it. You know why I don't watch it? Because it's the same story over and over and over where people have babies and those babies go into foster care and then they're abused. It's a story old as time, but you try to tell people, hey, could you have better body management? Because these children end up, 99% of them end up getting abused and assaulted and punched and neglected. Oh, you can't? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not talk to you about your own body management. I apologize. I'm rude. I'm the rude one here. Yeah, I mean, again, our family, as a rule of thumb, we don't do Section 8. And I know everybody's like, how dare you, Erica? We don't. Our family just doesn't, because the rent's $500. If you can't get $500, baby, I don't know if you need to live in that part of North Carolina. You might need to move. You might need to get a new job. Start somewhere else. I'm sorry. I've exhausted myself. Here's my thing. Here's what breaks my heart, that 1 in 3 people that were lynched, most of the people that were lynched were business owners. The fact that they had the nerve to start a business or correct people, white people in their areas, that's what got them killed a lot of times. Okay. And then the fact that people are here, honey, Byron Allen been a black man with white wife and his kids mind his own business because he can prove it. No shit, honey. We know. But what are you individual as a person doing? Listen, a chain is only as strong as its weakest links. If you have a fence full of holes in it, because those holes don't want to stand up, and I don't mean holes, H-O-E-S, I mean like holes, H-O-L-E-S. What can you do? You don't have a strong fence. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? I mean, it is what it is. But it breaks my heart because here in America, you have this opportunity to buy land, to buy businesses, to do whatever. And people are like, oh, I can't get anything. When you got immigrants coming here, working in trucks, sometimes they got them working illegally and they save all their little shillings and sleep in the truck and then turn around and buy other trucks and buy property. It's just shameful. It's just shameful that you're here legally making money. You driving a truck all day. You could be listening to something educational and you don't. And you don't make progress. It's shameful that people have all these kids and, well, somebody better take care of this. How dare them? Y'all, you have to get it. I know why I'm taking September and October off, because I can't take it anymore. I just can't. The excuses are like sewage in the street right now to me. It's exhausting. We could talk about all day and night. Well, this is because of this, and this is because of this. But when I ask you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do tomorrow? Well, I can't because of 50 years ago. No, I didn't ask you about that. I asked you, what are you doing tomorrow? Are you going to pick up your phone and train yourself how to get a better degree, better certification, anything? It starts with self. Broken attracts broken. Destructive behavior attracts destructive behavior. This isn't like me bashing anybody. This is me literally telling you, you got about 6 months to a year. And it's a wrap, baby. It's a lock-in for wherever you're going to be at. And some of these people are like, oh, I'm trying to be patient. But I know I'm about to run out of energy on that. Thank you for the $5 super chat. You know what? Hey, thank you for visiting the channel, but I'm going to go ahead and block you because you're not really listening. You're just putting in comments to argue. So, honey, the poverty talk make my underwear get tight. Like, what is ugh? And when people say, oh, there's no good men, there's no this, I've met and went on dates with so many Black men that are doing so well that it makes me sad when I hear stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's basically saying everybody's a bum, everybody's a loser. I've heard a white guy at work once say that all Black people that's why Black people are on the bottom. And I had to sit there and eat it because I knew the only way I could do it is report it. And the sad part is, again, here it is, someone else saying the same thing. If I don't get reparations, I will be a loser. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and delete you. Have a great day. Because the disruption is what ADOS is trying to do, right? They go on all these channels and say, well, Tone Talks told me I'm owed some money, baby. Yvette Carnell, if they just give us these reparations, I'm going to tell you right now, if they give out $1 million to every single African-American person right now, in 5 years, it will be redistributed to where it was before. How do I know that? How do I know that? Because they've done simulations for every single community. Guess what? There's Vietnamese and Hmong and Cambodian Asians who've been given reparations. And guess what? They are back in poverty and gangs in California and Louisiana. Oh my God. I mean, like, they tested it and gave people who were Asian reparations and it didn't work. Wow. That's crazy, right? But we're still old. I'm not going to get off that train. We're old, but you guys are fucking lazy. Let's get it real, okay? If I, again, take it back to yourself. If I ask you what you've been doing for the past 5 years, if it is not getting your family a home, if it is not increasing your income, if it is not getting investments and rentals, I don't want to hear it. Show me what you do with your time, and I'll show you where you're going to be, whether I give you a check or not. Period. The fastest way to change America, listen, when they said, listen, if we go to y'all and see how many minorities y'all actually giving loans to, that is the game changer. Business loans, economy loans. Congratulations, man. Oh, how dare I tell them to do better. I mean, I'm serious out here. You're sitting here trying to have a conversation with people and you can feel it coming out their pores. Yeah, but they owe me $1 million. If I could just get my hands on that $1 million, my life would be better. Would it? You showing me what you do with your life right now and it ain't better. Listen, honey, we are what we do every day. Show me what you do every day and I'll show you who you are. Okay, I had one friend used to make fun of me. She's like, all you do is make YouTube videos and eat tacos. And I was like, you damn Skippy, but also I do A, B, and C, right? It's a consistent forming habit. Consistent forming habit. Like as you make habits, that becomes your life. And these people have made habits out of being victims. Listen, one time this woman called in to Kevin Samuel's show, and she was talking about how her husband was military and he left her. And Kevin was like, wait. You've been telling this story so much because you've already got it polished. You've been telling this story to women. You've been telling this story to your mama, to your cousins. You've been telling this story about how this man left you in the military in Germany like a badge of honor. That's embarrassing. Don't let that be your, go get that therapy, sis. Don't let that be your story. Don't let your children be 15, 20 years old and you still talking about when their daddy left 15 years ago. Because it was a traumatic issue, no doubt, traumatic. But what now? What now? And it's sad. It's sad. There's plenty of places on the internet that will pat you on the back and tell you, you know what? You're owed it, boo-boo. But this ain't one. This ain't it. This ain't it. I'm sorry. And even when I have white people selling me a building, there was a black man in the parking lot like, these old rednecks ain't selling you this building. And they were like, yeah, she the new owner. He was like, oh my God. Because you have it ingrained in your mindset that people won't work with you because you're brown. No, they won't work with you if you messy. People don't care that you brown. You ain't over there kissing their wife. They don't care. They care if you messy. See, a black man came over through Houston on one of those spiders, those like, it's like two wheels in the front, one wheel in the back, and he was like, riding. He was like, and it was like, I don't know, whatever that Houston rapper song is, it was like, rah, 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 rah. And it was like, men were looking at the bike. It's not a bike, it's a car. It's a spider, what is it called? Anyway, and they're watching it go by, but the music he was playing, it's messy, right? So he got all this money. Yeah, you're playing this Houston boom, boom, boom music, okay? Which is fine. Play your boom, boom. But at the level he was playing, it was so loud. And I was like, see, people don't care that you're brown. They care that you're messy. Now, these people that are waking up and realizing this year that they they're waking up and realizing I ain't got no monies. I'm speaking to those people, okay? Because this is your time to shine, baby. You got a year to put the gas on. And what people don't understand is, you know, what I love about weight loss transformation videos is a person, all they did is get up every day, take their fat 300-pound ass and walk outside. Every day. I watch those videos all the time. You know why? Because it's just a goal. They just picked a goal and did it. You can be fat and have a job. You can be fat and do anything you want to do in America. You can. Most Americans are fat. I'm fluffy, okay? But when they do it every day, that's become who they are. They grow a habit doing it every day. That's the whole point. So if every day you book onto YouTube to watch people bash baby mamas and get silly mess, that's who you are. Messy. Okay? Messy Marvins. Messy Susans. Well, messy Bonquishas, whoever. If every day you do something a little bit more on excellence, 1% a day, end of the year, you're talking about 350% increase of change, right? 1% a day. And that's just it. You don't want 1%. You want, give me JG Wentworth my $1 million so I can have an overnight stunt fest. Exhausted. Hey. I'd rather be in America. Honey, Habitat for Humanity, you know how many houses our family made us go to and build and project and pick up trash around? Too many. Justice Fractional Tate. I've been investing a lot in my local community recently. It surprised me how many people are generally afraid of money. Unfortunately, this is true. I didn't want to go off. I'm trying to hold back. Let me hold it back. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you for the $20 super chat. I don't make these videos and I don't talk about people moving. Like, Here's the thing, what I realized. I'm talking to y'all about people moving and doing stuff. And what I realize is these are the same people in 2-3 years gonna be like, it's so expensive over here. All the black people left from over here. Oh my God, all these new people moved in over here. Why these people over here? And watch. I promise you, that's what happens in a little bit. You're gonna see it. I'm telling you, that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna look up. Listen, there's a book by Glenn Beck. Some of y'all have started to get it. It's from 2011. It's called Broke. Go read that book. Go read that book. I promise you. Americans have too many options. They've done study after study show when you have all these options. Do you understand? All these options, they don't make any decision. So you have these people out here, and even the women too. I can find me a high value to the honey. The bulk of people don't push up. So, honey, I'm like, my mental's about to get hurt. Let me see here. Look, Amanda, don't blame that on me now. But you can, if you making more money now, congratulations. But don't you tell them I told you that. AL, did you not hear any of what I just said? Did you not hear any of what I said? See, this is the problem in our community. How about you just no, that's the problem. We let bums talk for us. We let sports stars and little Bootsy talk for us. Little Bootsy don't talk for me. I talk for me. And I talk on any issue I want. Why? Because people with money get to make the laws. Not people marching in the street. People who make the money. See, no one talks about the black business owners that went into Kentucky and threw all that money. And that's why that Breonna Taylor law got moved real fast. It got moved real fast. They don't want to talk about that part. They're going to talk about because we did the right thing. No, you did the right thing because black business owners in Kentucky threw a fit. And that's the shameful part. Well, you just stick to coaching about people about wealth and money because no, you shut your damn mouth and get off my channel. You're done. You're done for the day too. Have a great life. Blocked. They do. They do. If they would put half the energy and the mental focus into making some more money so that they could relieve the issues in their local community, boy, we'd all have a change. We'd all have a change. But because they're so crying. Karen Strength, go ahead and Google on your phone about the Vietnamese and the Cambodians money that the government had been giving them when they got them here. It's called Google. I'm not your baby. I'm not your mama. I won't feed it to you. I won't force feed you. You have to start educating yourself. You spend 100 times asking somebody to put it in your hand. Put it in your own hand. Thank you so much. Every day, share a little bit with them more and more. My personal trainer is getting his daughter, who is 9 years old, to buy stocks right now. A little bit every day, more and more. Dr. Boyce Watkins has some courses. Several people have courses. I'm new to your show, and I want to give a backhanded compliment. Who can I talk to about Section 8 that has a non-disingenuous answer about renting out Section 8? Honey, if you came here for me to talk about renting a non-Section 8 tenant to Section 8 tenants, you're already on the wrong channel. What I suggest you do is go in the search bar right up here in YouTube, type in renting to Section 8 tenants. That's it. That's it. Remember, Every window must open and close. Every door must properly lock. All the windows and units and air units must work properly. That's the standard. Good luck. Thank you for the super chat. Hit that search bar. Have a great day. Thank you so much, Jalissa, for the $9 super chat. Honey, can't. I tell you all the time about the story. When I worked at H&R Block for 3 years in a row, I saw a woman with her single mother with her kids take her refund check, buy a house in a crappy neighborhood. Take the check next year because she had become a real estate agent, so she knew the game. Next year, move to a better neighborhood, rent the first one out, and do it again. Old girl was not playing when it came to those refund checks. We didn't see her after the 3rd year, and I left H&R Block after that. But I trust and tell you, when you put your mind to it, honey, you can do leaps and bounds. Honey, yes, you know parts of South Carolina looking rough. Living in the shacks. Every owner, operator, truck driver seems disingenuous. Who says such? Who says such crazy things? I don't drive a truck. I own them, but that's crazy talk what you're doing. Do you want to get blocked? I think it's about that time. The block. Analysis paralysis. Yeah. All those things. Listen, I'm telling you. Let me open the doors of church. Listen, I'm telling you right now, the reason I'm taking 2 months break is I'm going to completely focus on a project that's over 18 acres of land and develop it. I'm getting free dirt and getting free stuff. I'm going to develop it. I'm not going to sit here and argue with people on YouTube. I'm just going to let the old videos play, have some pre-recorded stuff, whatever AM1. Y'all better go harass AM1 on Instagram right now and tell him make sure he records a lot because I'm going to be gone September, October. Thank you so much. Tell him the truth. Doug, stop lying. You know you want to get married tomorrow. Quit playing. Can we get back? Listen, the original topic was 40 million people are moving. And that's at the beginning of the show. But I really want to be honest, like 40 million people are moving because they know the next 5 years better make it the best move. If you're 28 to 35, honey, you better 28 to 32, really, let's be honest. 28 to 32 is the numbers for the people hopping up and getting married like left and right. Left and right. There's been multiple weddings in North Carolina, multiple weddings right here in Austin, Texas, at the public park, at the botanical garden. Because why? Because these people ain't stupid. They can do the math, honey. They can do the math. Look, I mean, Ebony Eyes is, come on, listen. Don't believe me, believe their lying eyes. I used to be a property owner in Chicago, and my worst renter were Section 8 tenants. They wanted everything for nothing. People value what they pay for. I know. But you lying, Ebony, you lying, you know. What about some Section 8? Okay. Look, V. Marie, you can do it. Just get on out there. He might be old man or fat man. It don't matter. Get you what you can get, girl. Enjoy your life. Dress up nice. Enjoy yourself. You're not. You know, the window of 35 to 55 is when people start investing heavily in retirement, in real estate. That's the biggest age for that. So thank you, Cosmic Wisdom. Many cities offer free Section 8 landlord classes where they'll walk you through the criteria. Do you know why Section 8 was created? Because they realized that societies, I'm being very nice, societies where we could absorb the poor into the neighborhood, the kids and the mom would start to do what? Act like the neighborhood. When you have it at 30%, Every study shows you, and I can go pull it up. I'm going to go try to go find it tonight so I can argue with y'all another day, that when you have a neighborhood where it's just 30% single moms and the 70% is married and whatever, all the black boys turn out fine. The numbers are fine. They graduate high school, same numbers as the community. But when you get it out of whack, when it gets over 50%, 60%, 70%, like AKA the projects, AKA some bad areas, that's when the numbers go horribly wrong for young black men. So the society at large can absorb a smaller amount, because let's get it not twisted. 1950s, 1930s, 1940s, 1920s, some of y'all grandmas was out there acting a hula hoop, and you know what? The neighborhood was like, oh, look at her. But the society at that time could absorb small amounts of single moms, because they would get married off, whatever. Some nice man would marry them, something to that effect. Or, they get raised by their grandparents, which was two parents, which is a very common story in the South. But it can absorb it when the numbers go crazy out of whack. So it can absorb it. So that's really all I have is the truth, nothing but the whole truth. So help me God. Also, this coffee had a little Bailey's in it, so I might have been a little fiery today. Anyway, I just had to tell y'all that. And I'm talking about their grandma's cutie pie. Some of their grandmas were hootsy pootsies. And you guys have to realize it's all about choices at this point. The next 6 months are going to determine a lot for America, and they're going to determine a lot for y'all. What I think I'm going to see, and what you're probably going to see, is a lot of 18 to 25-year-old young men, if they're smart, get into coding, get into trades, and kind of get into the economy, because the time of goofing off at college and it didn't matter how much debt you racked is over, right? The time of like goof off, stay at your parents, goof off, it's kind of getting to an end, right? So what you're going to see is a lot of families pile up in one big house, pile up in cheaper communities. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to see. So it just is what it is. When is the live tax lien course? Probably towards October, when I come back off vacation. Because right now, most of the tax liens are in Chicago and a few other places that I don't particularly invest in. So anyways, that's your girl Erica for the Classy Clown Blog. Thank you for watching the channel. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you master your money. This is correct. Is it correct? Manage your money or manage you, as Wendy Cameron says. So, all right, you guys. No. See, you is cutting up. Y'all cutting up in here. Not the loose boots. Stop it. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. This Doug. I see what you're doing there. Stop it. All right, you guys. This is your girl Erica from the Classy Clown Blog. Have a wonderful evening. You guys have been hilarious. Salute.